Hello friends, a lot many of you have been asking what is the NTA, the National Testing Agency that conducts both the JEE and the NEET saying. Now last week when I had spoken to some members of the NTA, the information that I had got was that the formal meeting of the NTA is likely to take place only after Independence Day, that's the 15th of August. Now there could be a change in that and I'll tell you why. Because of the petition that has been filed in the Supreme Court by 11 student petitioners seeking postponement of both NEET and the JEE. As you know, both the exams are scheduled for September 2020. Now, this case is likely to come up in court on the 14th of August, which means the NTA will have to decide on its position on the petition, and that will be subsequently articulated in court. Alternately, what could possibly also happen is that when the case comes up for hearing, for the first hearing on the 14th of August, the NTA will ask for time to file its response, and that is the usual legal procedure, and they will be given time, which means that this formal meeting of the NTA could also take place as originally scheduled after Independence Day. So both things could possibly happen. As of now, no formal word on when this meeting will take place. Now, more important is what could be the position of the NTA. Now, we get an indication of that in this interview of Dr. Vineet Joshi, the Director General of the NTA, and this interview is to the BBC. In that interview, which is published in Hindi on the BBC website, he has made some important points that you should definitely know about. Point number one, Dr. Vineet Joshi claimed ignorance about this petition that has been filed in the Supreme Court. He said that all standard operating procedures laid down by the Government of India will be followed. He said that the number of exam centers for NEET have been increased from 2,500 to 4,000, while JEE centers have been increased from 450 to 600. Both exams, as I said, are scheduled for September 2020. He also mentions the use of thermal screening and sanitizers at all exam centers. Now, those students who are in containment zones, their admit cards will act like a gate pass to get out in order to travel to the exam center. The local administration will be informed about it. Now, all these points have been made by Dr. Joshi in that interview. Now, point number 5, he says as far as the floods in Bihar are concerned, he says that there are still a good 20 days to go for the JEE, which are scheduled to start from the 1st of September, and more than a month for the NEET. And he hoped that the situation in Bihar would get better by then. Now, speaking specifically also about Bihar, he said that while there are centers only in 2 cities of Bihar, there are quite a few exam centers in those 2 cities. So he believed that would kind of take care of the number of candidates from that state. He also added that the government is fully geared up to conduct the examinations and that the NTA in July had allowed students to change their exam centers. Now, these are broadly the 7 points that Dr. Vineet Joshi made in that interview to the BBC. What are the takeaways from these points? Does it mean that the NTA's decision to conduct the examinations in September is final? And the answer is yes and no. Yes, because what the DG says in the NTA definitely carries weight and is likely to be the official position of the NTA, though there would be a formal meeting where all other members, which includes directors of NITs, IITs, from representatives from the CBSE and various other eminent people, they will all articulate their position. But what the DG says definitely carries a lot of weight. I can also tell you one more thing that I was told about. Okay, the NTA is mindful of the fact that just as many students are fearful of appearing for these examinations during this COVID-19 pandemic, there are also many others who simply want to get over with these examinations because they are suffering from what they call a study fatigue. So the thinking is that what we need to do is to address both these constituencies. They are aware of the fact that there are mistakes being committed in the implementation of the standard operating procedures. They believe these mistakes can be rectified, and if they can be rectified, the exams can be conducted in September. So they do believe that there is room for improvement. Okay, so that is to support the NTA's decision to go ahead with the exams in the month of September 2020. But I also think it could be no, the decision could not be final, because what will now happen is that the NTA will have to reply to the petition that has been filed in the Supreme Court, and the court will then examine which side, the students, the 11 student petitioners or the NTA, which version carries more weight, which makes more sense. Okay, and when I say weight, it means which carries more legal weight. Remember, in a court of law, emotions don't work. It is the strength of your legal arguments that will actually win the case for you. So the final decision will no longer be that of the NTA or the Education Ministry, but that of the Supreme Court, just like what happened in the case of the Karnataka Common Entrance Test case in the Karnataka High Court. Now there is one more fact that you need to be mindful of. The stand taken by Solicitor General Tushar Mehta in the Supreme Court in the UGC examinations case. The centre clearly is standing its ground, saying final exams will have to be conducted, otherwise no degrees will be awarded. Okay, this is despite opposition from some states like Maharashtra and also Delhi. Now also this is important because it's unlike the lenient position that the Government of India, the CBSE and the Education Ministry took in the case of the CBSE examinations in the month of June, when it decided to cancel the pending papers that they had originally scheduled for the month of July. Okay, this was after all those petitions were filed by parents of students of class 12 CBSE. So it gives you a sense, what all I have told you till now gives you a sense of the thinking of the union government vis-a-vis examinations at this point in time. So there are a whole lot of legal arguments that are going to come up, but what Dr. Vineet Joshi has told the BBC gives you a definite sense of what is the thinking of the Director General of the NTA vis-a-vis JEE and NEET. Thank you very much for watching.